12th round TKO. And give credit to that guy next to him, Mark Ramsey, who was imploring him to go out, to hit the gas pedal, to be the aggressor. And for Bryant Jennings, he will tumble out of the top 10. All the hopes, the dreams, everything he was trying to build to again comes crumbling down in the 12th and final round.
Let's talk about it. He was about one fight or so away from the WBO title shot. I talked to him a few hours before the weigh-in. I wasn't able to get the interview out because I got sick. I'm going to still release it anyway because he still was talking about some very valuable shit. So basically, it's an unofficial heavyweight tournament that's been going on. And yes, he has been eliminated from it. The last person to eliminate themselves from it was Luis Ortiz when he lost to Deontay Wilder. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. You know, he's a friend of mine, but we got to call it objectively, right? Me and Bryant Jennings. We grew up literally 3 blocks from each other. He came out the 12th round and just literally, me and Oscar Rivas, came out the 12th round and just, it was almost like he was like, you know what? All right, I'm sick of this shit. I know Top Rank is probably going to be mad at me, even though I know I'm in my rights of fair use. But, you know, it's all over Twitter. Go look at it. That wasn't the stoppage. The stoppage was when he got up. Now, to his credit, BY Jennings has gotten a lot better. Oh, that stoppage was brutal. As a boxer and not the pressure fighter that he used to come across as. With a resume that has Artur Szpilka on it, Vladimir Klitschko, Luis Ortiz. This Oscar Rivas guy, though, Mike Perez. It's a very solid resume for a heavyweight in this era. So I was talking to him about basically what the fight meant in regards to the winner likely being ordered to fight in an eliminator for the WBO title, and including the winner being likely ordered to fight Dillian Whyte. And if Dillian Whyte was to not take the fight, the WBO, Yvonne Michel, the promoter of Rivas, he famously promotes Adonis Stevenson, and Bob Barum and Frank Warren have a very good relationship with the WBO.
Bien, Oscar Kaboom Rivas.
Kaboom, he did. One more look at how he did it.
I want to see that shit.
We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will have the post-fight interviews to wrap up this heavyweight fight. That
we saw the glimpses, though, that he could get through BY Jennings' guard, you know, if he forced through. Jennings was doing more of moving and boxing, and it wasn't until later on in the fight where he started opening up. And I was wondering, because I was looking at the scorecards, it was a very, very close fight. And normally I've noticed that BY, who he's lost to and he's had issues with, is, as he said, when he lost to Luis Ortiz, fighting fighters that have a higher pedigree. So I wonder if he's fighting those fighters, you know, or when it came to Oscar Rivas, like he fought Luis Ortiz, like, okay, I'm a boxing, but he wasn't throwing enough punches. You know, it was spots for both guys. You know, for example, was an uppercut that he hit him with, even an up jab at one point. And I'm watching, I'm like, damn, like BY has become like a lot of like a boxer. You see what I'm saying? Like with the jab, you know. But you know, unfortunately, you know, he is out of the unofficial tournament, meaning that he's going to have to work his way back up, you know, and he's not going to be back in, you know, title contention for about another, at this point, about 2 years. But the good thing is everybody, well, media knows that Top Rank is the organization that you want to be in when you're a veteran fighter and you want your shit to be done right. Also, Alan Hammond takes care of you too. So with the combination of Top Rank and Jay Prince behind him, you know, he gonna be cool. But you know, I just hope that he don't take it hard in regards to thinking like, damn, I lost to Oscar Rivas. But because Oscar Rivas, people been talking about him for a while. you know? And you're going to see the interview. I kind of made a mistake not intentionally trying to disrespect BY, but I was like, you know, if you win. And he was like, you know what, when you win. I understand he's a fighter. But, you know, like for him, like, I saw a lot of things in there where I was like, yo, this is, you know, is this, even though he lost, is this the best BY Jennings? And when you look at the scorecards, he was winning the fight. So Rivas must have picked up on it, you know, and well, he had to pick up on it, and he went out there, he had to finish the show. You know? We're going to look at the 100, the heavyweight division. My screens are a little messed up, my little workspace. They're on a long-ass commercial break making me hungry as shit. Let's fast forward to the post-fight interview with Rivas.
We're all very interested in hearing exactly what Mark Ramsey told you to do before that 12th round. Jamás habías noqueado después del sexto asalto. ¿Qué te dijo Mark Ramsey que te inspiró para salir en ese 12º asalto?
Bueno, que la verdad, disculpa, la verdad era que él me dijo, yo trabajé muy duro en Bogotá. La verdad, trabajé muy duro. Hice un trabajo que te digo que muchas veces pensé morir, pero siempre morí con el corazón. Entonces, por eso, esta noche, él me dijo en el último round, acuérdate cuando yo te hice correr la montaña. Entonces eso me inspiró porque yo me acuerdo que eso fue muy duro y yo le metí el 100% y esto, vea, este es el resultado de esta pelea.
In the 12th round, Mark Ramsey said, look, you went through hell in Bogotá. I trained you hard. And Oscar said, I was close to death when I was training back home. And I remember climbing up that mountain. Mark told me, remember when you were climbing up that mountain and how hard you worked to get to this moment. And that's why I went out and did it. ¿Cómo fue ese 12º asalto, las combinaciones con las que finalmente
I missed it.
tumbar
I wanted to show who he was talking about.
Bryant Jennings? ¿Cómo fue? How was those combinations that finally gave you the victory tonight?
Bueno, creo que fue el cruzado. El cruzado le entró muy bien y la mano derecha lo terminó de rematar. Y eso fue lo que, cuando yo vi que la mano derecha le entró plena, hice una combinación de cruzado derecha, cruzado derecha, y eso fue lo que yo vi que en cada golpe que lanzaba él entraba. Entonces por eso yo decidí terminar la pelea ahí, en el último.
I figured out finally, I realized that once I landed my left hook, it set up my right hand, and I saw I was able to do it continually, and when I did that, I just was not going to let off until I was able to get that victory. All right, Joe, we send it back to you.
Thank you, Bernardo. It was interesting. Listen, this came down to a guy making a decision. You look at the final CompuBox numbers, and you will see
we can show this. This is fair use. This is definitely fair use.
To Rivas' 80. And you go through all those numbers. All that matters was the decision that Rivas made when he came out for the 12th and final round. And he made a decision. He was going for it. He went for it. He applied.
Yeah, that was it. You know, he came out. And, you know, it was a very close fight. And, you know, he had the, you know, the thought process of like, all right, I'm going to go out here and shoot my shot. And he was so fierce with it that BY didn't know what to do, especially after that first knockdown. And then as soon as he got up, he went right back at him. Let's talk about that unofficial heavyweight tournament I was telling you about, you know, and basically talk about how it pretty much breaks down before I take my little break. So right now it's 1:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, January 19th, 2019. This fight was about 13, 14 hours ago. But, you know, as I said, I was sick. So I literally fell asleep like halfway through the card. So we had to cover it. Also, expect for me to be uploading the BY Jennings interview within the next 2 days, even though it's after the fact. But it's interesting, you know, for you to hear his thought process on a lot of stuff. So, of course, Deontay Wilder's still WBC champion. Therefore, he's in the tournament, obviously. All unofficial. But I'm telling you, like, how the heavyweight division is on fire. You know, you have Tyson Fury. We don't know what they're going to do yet in regards to the rematch. But Fury is still in the tournament. Both Wilder and Fury are because of the draw. Dominic Breazeale, the WBC mandatory, he knows how important that spot is, so he's picking his fights very, very carefully. Luis Ortiz is, you know, still in the mix, but you can't say he's in a tournament right now because he's already had his shot. You see what I'm saying? Dylan White is right there on the outskirts looking in. He's definitely in the mix, but it's like, why hasn't he got a, you know, title shot yet? I understand the story on how Breazeale is the mandatory. Blame Don King and blame Bermain Stavern, but that's a whole different, you know, story. Joseph Parker was in the tournament, and then he got knocked out again twice he was in the tournament when he got Joshua, obviously, because his belt was involved at WBO. Then he was injected back into it when he fought Dylan White and got eliminated. So he's basically on the same level. Basically, to put it into perspective real quick, I'm going to say that Jennings right now in the heavyweight tree is just below now. Like because of what this fight meant in regards to the WBO, Jennings was ahead of Luis Ortiz in my opinion, and ahead of Dominic Breazeale in my opinion. So now Rivas has leapfrogged him, but we don't know what his promoter plans on doing. So anyway, Trevor Bryant is in the mix because he's got that WBA interim. Big Baby Miller is looking like he's going to get Joshua here in the States. Manuel Char is still out there because the WBA is scared to sue him. Crazy that this guy right here, Frezo Quindo, is still in the mix because of a court order from the WBA. So him and Trevor Bryant are going to be fighting, and they have to. Kubrat Pulev, who also was signed with Top Rank. I was trying to get the video rights. I got to send him another email. Mark Abrams from Abrams Boxing to try to get the video rights for that press conference. But Pulev is signed with Top Rank, and he is the IBF mandatory. So he's obviously in the mix. Derek Chisora was injected back in, and, he lost to Dylan White. Like, Dylan White been knocking. So if you look at what Dylan White's been doing, he's very powerful. Would someone else mind? I have to take this. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Oh, I have to take this. All right, guys, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.